good morning and welcome to Chatting with Viewers for February 17th, 2023. As always, I am Liam Irvin and I am glad to be here with you for another live stream. Austin, right off the bat, pointing out that that music sounds like something that you would hear in SpongeBob. And unfortunately, I agree with him. It does. It really, really does. Oh, God.
Hi, welcome to Liam's live streams.
So, there you go. So it's good to be here. It is another Friday. We've made it through another week. I hope you are all doing well. I know last week we kind of hung out and talked a little bit. I think we talked a lot about Winget. It was like the big thing. I don't think we'll do that again this week. But I do have a monster juice of some sort. Before I get to that, though, I do want to thank my awesome patrons who make these streams possible. So they are up there on your screen, and I will also read them. You can always become a patron at lirvin.me/D. I'm sorry, the letter P for patron. D is for donating. Becoming a patron helps. It helps me pay the bills every month and keeps these streams going. Big thanks to Eli Tucker, Strockel, Habib, Tim Kilger, Kirsten Guzman, Stealthy, Dennis Vicker, Rich Yamamoto, Marco Garatoni, Crystal Bell, Jessica Miller, Wandering Waves, James Dean, Jim Denham, Brian Peterson, Trevor Johnson, Kevin Lyon, Stephen Luttrell, Simon Yeager, Shane Popplestone, Austin Nix, Sarah Hawk, Jason Smith, Johan Tan? It looks like Johan Tan, but I mean, I don't know how to pronounce it. Megan Schmidt, Hope Odessa, Exterminator 555, Daniel W., Heather Messaker, Audio Game Geek, Hillary Duncan, Anya Kristen, Shane Early, Courtney Barton, Bryant, Roland and Goldsma, Kenny, Super Freak, and Jack Filichek. If Patreon is not your thing and you just like to make a one-time donation, you can always do that at lirvin.me/D, which makes the I punched a monkey sound go off, and usually I mess my pants because it startles me. Tan. Yeah, I just don't know how to. I'm like tan the color. I just don't always know last names. It's hard to do that correctly sometimes, but hopefully I got it correct. Hey, John, how's it going? It is going good. I am well, thank you. Let's see. Colby and Amanda's channel wonders that themselves. What do you wonder? Okay, so Colby and Amanda's channel watching the stream. I do Gamer66 or Gammer with 2 M's. Says yay. And then sports commentaries was first this time. So that is your chat roundup. Trenton says, did I miss much? Yes, Trenton, I gave away free stuff. Unfortunately, you missed out because you weren't here. So no free things for you. Oh, yes, like the color. Okay, perfect. I will remember that. Sup, Liam, I've got snow I want to share. Do you want any? No, we have snow here. We've got the roads are all messed up here. Everything is closed, and we probably did not get all that much snow. But Missouri does not know how to handle snow at all. Shotgun Spoon says, "Told you I would show up." Hey, welcome. Shotgun Spoon not feeling well today. Did not go to school, which sucks. Not feeling good is never good. However, I am glad that you're here, and thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by. So what have you guys been up to this week? What's been going on in your world? For me, it's been teaching and Little Miss World. Liam's character got married on Valentine's Day. Stealthily just kind of got married. We did that like Valentine's Day evening. And it was just like a quick thing. Some people were like, are you going to stream it? And it was like, no, because we kind of were just like, let's do this. And it was a friend of mine. We both threw some money in for the rings and just did it. And it was kind of a fun, silly thing to do. We'll probably talk about some of that stuff on stream next time we play Mist World. and we'll talk a little bit about the whole like what you get for being married thing. And I originally wanted to stream the marriage. Um, there is a point where you have to snuggle 100 times, and I do feel like not so much that the sounds are inappropriate. They definitely are questionable. But what I find questionable are all the comments that wonderful wedding goers are making, because apparently they take snuggling to the extreme. I think it's just snuggling. I don't think it is actually anything rated R or NC-17. But people definitely have taken snuggling to mean a little more than snuggling. Um, I tried Mist World, but it's a little hard to get started, honestly. Uh, both in general and the keyboard shortcuts and stuff. Honestly, learn a little at a time. There are a lot of keyboard shortcuts. There's definitely a lot going on. But if you watch, again, not, I always say this, and I'm not trying to hustle views, but if you watch the streams, I tried to go out of my way to explain a lot of the beginner stuff. Hello, Joseph. How's it going? Oh, this stuff is sour. Um, Dude, most southern states flip the bollocks out when snow shows up. Oh, I think it's watermelon. And it's sugar free. That's why it tastes so weird. I gave away a copy of Linux Mint. Yes, I did. How long did it take your character to find its spouse? Yeah, Brandon says, bro, some of those sounds, man, do not sound like snuggling. Yeah, like I said, it's questionable sometimes. It's either that or they really enjoy snuggling. I cannot decide what it is. I don't want to decide what it is, actually. No worries. Getting a Galaxy S23. Yeah, I'm due for a new phone. And I'm thinking about going and upgrading. It's not going to be a Galaxy. I'm staying in the iPhone family. I just, yeah, I'm not an Android guy. I do not like Android. I will never like Android. I don't think there's anything. Brian says killing time until I go get a filling. Fillings aren't too bad. I'll take a filling over a root canal any day. Yeah, you never know. But yes, our states don't like snow for some reason. Like 2 inches of snow come down and we just fold like an omelet for a week. Yeah, I don't know how much snow we got. I really don't. I don't think it was a lot. I remember being in Chicago and we get 5 inches of snow. And they'd be like, oh, get out the snow blowers. Here, you got an inch of snow and everything stops. I'm doing good. I did Eurofly free flight. I flew from Detroit to Denver. You know, my problem with free flight is when you go from state to state, the game acts like you're going to separate countries and you have to like re-identify, which is not how it works in the United States. I promise you there's not a missile defense battery in Illinois that's going to shoot you down if you don't get clearance flying from Wisconsin or Michigan. So in that way, I think it's a little strange. They keep talking about a Eurofly 3 and yeah, sugar free for the lose. I don't mind it actually. It tastes fine. Doesn't bother me. I forget, does your current model have a home button? If it does, have you ever used one without one? Yeah, my phone, like I haven't had a home button since the iPhone. Well, I mean, I had an 8, then I got the 12. So I don't have a home button. I mean, just kind of a like I've been using an iPhone since 2009. I think I was one of the first people to buy them when VoiceOver came out. I jumped on it pretty quickly and had one in July of 09. So I started with the 3G, uh, what was it, the 3GS or whatever. Got like the 4S, the 5S. I was upgrading every couple of years. So I've owned a lot of different phones. And so, like, the home button, losing that was an adjustment, but it didn't bother me. It has not bothered me in the way. Yeah. Brandon says the no home button was a non-issue. I was leery for 5 minutes and it was fine. Yeah, I was the same way. I didn't, I'm not going to say that I waited to get a 12. I just, at the time, I had an 8 and I was happy with it. And I was like, you know what? I don't need a new phone. I'm okay with this. And then I got the 12 and I was like, well, no more home button, whatever. I'll just roll with it. And I have no problems. It has not been an issue. I think it took me a little while to get used to, but it took a very short amount of time. Yeah, I upgraded from the 14 Pro to the 14 Pro from the 12 Pro. I want to get a Pro. I'm interested in LiDAR. I'm interested in the navigational stuff. I want to see what we can do with it. The thing is that I don't take enough pictures. I don't do enough photography to make it worth it. I mean, yeah, it doesn't bother me. Well, if anything, you're getting proper web app notifications in the upcoming 16.4, along with being able to make web apps on the home screen. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I don't know. I've been an iPhone guy since 2010 and never looked back. That's me. I've been iPhone since 2009. I just have not had a reason to upgrade. I'm pretty comfortable in the Apple ecosystem. So my thing is, well, why change? I really like iMessage. I like all the things that I have. I like my watch. So why change? There's no need. And if I ever get a Mac, which will be a cold day in hell, when that ever happens, I will have iMessage right on my desktop so I can extend that. So yeah, I just don't really see a reason to do it. Thoughts on eSIM versus physical SIM? If you get a 14 model here in the US, no physical SIM for you. I don't think I care. I mean, it's not like I have to pull my SIM card out and swap it with another card. So it doesn't really mean anything to me. My watch doesn't have a SIM card. I have a cellular watch. I don't even think about it. So I don't know. I mean, when they announced that they were going to be eSIM only, I was like, okay, it's probably about time. I'll enjoy seeing AI with LiDAR. Oh, that could be fun. I don't know. I mean, for you guys that have pros, I would be curious what your practical reasoning for having a Pro is. Why do you have a Pro? Do you take a lot of pictures? The camera can't be that much better for doing things like IRA. I mean, it might be somewhat improved, but I don't think it's taking advantage of all those things. What is your reasoning for having a Pro? Is it to have the latest and greatest? Is it just because you do a lot of I'm just really curious because there's clearly a few people here that have Pros, and I'm really kind of boggled by this. I have an iPhone 14 Pro. I think the battery life is better. That's why I got it. Okay. Having some beef and bean burritos. They cook way better in the oven than they do the microwave. Listen, everything cooks better in the oven than it does the microwave. I just made a really good breakfast casserole yesterday, and I heated some leftovers up in the microwave this morning, and they were good, but nothing was as good as when I pulled it out of the oven yesterday and sliced it up. It was delish. It's that worldview feature for scanning around. They also have People Finder and door detection for both seeing AI and Apple's own magnifier. Yeah, but now what I'm curious about, because Shotgun Spoon says I'm a normal iPhone guy, but if I got a Pro, it would be for future proofing. a Pro would run better for longer battery life. I wonder if it does. That's what I'd love to know. Of course, plus better camera for Ira / Seeing AI. But I wonder though, I mean, for something like Seeing AI, for something like Ira, when is enough enough? Like, when does the camera not make a difference? I know that the newer phones have the wide angle lenses. Can Ira use that? Is that something that Ira can take advantage of? Because if not, it sounds like a waste of money. Am I ready for tomorrow? It's going to be so much fun. What's tomorrow, Lexi? Also, I guess that's cool. Yeah, so people saying door detection. I mean, I would be curious to use it in a real world situation. I don't know. It like I mean, I'm going to be traveling a bit and I'm sitting here going, would that actually help me? Would that actually be enough to justify having a phone with lidar? What can I do with it? I don't know. Battery life is good. I don't want to be current gen because current gen means bugs. Well, I mean, old gen can mean bugs too. I don't necessarily think that you're free from all that. How's the island for those that have the pros? Does the island do anything for you? No home button doesn't annoy me. People are like, why didn't you go to a max? You get a sound. I thought you get power off and on with the regular 14 Pros anyways. Really? Is it the max only one that has a power on sound? That is the stupidest reason to upgrade ever. No, that the battery life can last at least a day and a half. Okay, they're on the 14 Pros. I might be interested. I mean, I like having a phone that lasts. In theory, anything can use those cameras. I was trying to get all the statues set up in Hogwarts Legacy. No, I haven't played Hogwarts Legacy. Probably not going to, for quite a few reasons. I don't think there's accessibility enough for us to do anything. Also, I just don't feel like supporting J.K. Rowling. I just don't care to. The Pro has a okay. It does make a difference for Ira. Okay. Like I said, I'm curious because, again, if there's justifiable reasons, so if it's a better image for both Seeing AI and Ira, and then obviously, I mean, like if I'm taking pictures, which I don't do often because I have nothing to take pictures of, but if it does make a difference, I'm not opposed to it. You know, people saying Pro Max can last a couple days. Thompson Office, whatever. It's that name's too long. Thompson. We're going with Thompson. So you guys are liking the okay. So we'll see. I know T-Mobile right now is really trying to like get people to upgrade, and I think I can get a decent trade-in on it. Although really, it's the last thing I need right now is another expense. So for excuse me. So for those that don't know, I am currently on the fence about whether BrainStation is coming to the NFB of Missouri convention. There was a talk that I was going to get an exhibit table during the exhibit on Friday and actually let people try BrainStation, put them in front of it, play some of the games, see how people like them, what can be improved. So I would have to come down for the convention, and I'm not sure if I want to do that. It's a lot of money. So I'm currently on the fence right now, trying to decide if that is going to be a thing I'm going to do. I have to decide somewhat soon, but I don't know if there's a lot of people in the St. Louis area that are going to be like, yeah, BrainStation, woo. But there is some talk of actually bringing the game in, letting people try it. There was also, I was theoretically going to host a breakout session, still working on deciding if that's going to be a thing. But yeah, Johan, it is written in NVGT. Just curious, what if a miracle happened and you randomly grew a set of eyes that worked? That would be horrifying, and I hope it never happens. Oh, God, I can't imagine just going from not seeing to seeing. No thanks. So, Lexi, you never answered my question. What's happening tomorrow? NFB State is in St. Louis. So the state convention's in St. Louis. National is in Houston. I am not going to National. Already just going to say that. Not happening. National is not going to be a thing this year. But yes, state is in St. Louis. It was in Springfield last year. I don't know how exciting state is. State conventions are never super, super exciting. But I thought about coming down because it's $40 for a table. Obviously, I have to pay for a hotel and food and registration, but allegedly there is some assistance available. So I'm going to kind of see what the assistance looks like, see if I can get some of my hotel covered. I don't know. There's a few things too that I'm trying to sort out. Blank pension's one of them. If I can get that sorted out, it will probably make me want to go. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a lot of money spent for very little gain. NFB in Texas, they always go to Texas. They like Houston. My understanding is it's just a decent city for them. I don't know why they're so big on that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to catch up on messages. Yeah. That miracle better come with instant learn mode, i.e. I won't need to learn to see what those appeared instant eyeballs. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to learn everything. It just... I don't want the sensory overload. Brian pointing out that the sensory overload would be horrible. Dude, I don't know what I would do. That's scary. Oh, Shane through flew St. Louis. Yeah, I looking at that. So the big news that they announced is that we're getting so I live up here in Kirksville, which is like a little tiny town in northeastern Missouri. But we have an airport and we have essential air service. And starting in June, the essential air service is going to fly to Chicago. And I am over the moon. Because if I want to go see family, it's $50 to go home and see my family. And my family all lives right next to, or pretty much next door to O'Hare. So I'm happy. Let me tell you, I am over the moon. Oh, crazy party stream. Yeah. I don't remember what time that was scheduled for. I think I set it to either 10 or 11. So tomorrow morning, there is going to be a crazy party stream. It was going to be Wednesday, and some stuff came up on Wednesday. I had a lot going on. This week has just been crazy with, school and the weather and just a lot of other things. So crazy party was supposed to happen Wednesday. It is going to happen tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to that. We haven't played Crazy Party all year. I will say that low vision is a special kind of hell, but even if I became fully sighted, it would be too fast. Yeah, I can't even imagine that. What airline is providing service? Contour, which I've never heard of. I don't even know what their livery looks like. Living next door to an airport sounds peaceful. You know what? You get used to it. Honestly, I miss it. I'm so used to hearing airplanes flying over that it's so strange to not hear them now. I remember I was in Austin. This is way back in 2008, and a plane flew over.
Everett Elam donated $1.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you, Everett. How are you doing? I lived right by the airport. So I was in Austin, and a plane was going over, and we're outside, and everyone's like, "Look, an airplane!" And I'm like, "And?" I don't understand what the big deal is, because I'm so used to airplanes every 30 seconds. You just be in the yard, and plane goes over, another plane goes over, another plane goes over. And so it was strange to me. And it's strange living here too, because there are no planes. Every now and then I'll hear like a little propeller plane, usually like a general aviation plane coming over. And I'm just like, huh, okay. But yeah, it's weird. What's your thought on Mr. Beast solving 1,000 people's blindness by surgeries? Hey, good on him. I don't know the whole story. I have a friend that has done a lot of charitable stuff. He's got a rather large portfolio, and so if he's having a really good day and the trade is up, he will put in a lot of money. There's a group that you donate, and they provide eye surgeries for people in Africa. And apparently, I think like $1,000 gets you like 20 surgeries, because it's just so cheap over there, like they don't have the big pharma costs, that he does that. The thing is that he just doesn't make a big deal about it. It's just a thing that he does. And good on him. I think if you're going to do something nice for people, I think it's cool. I don't think you necessarily need to make a big deal about the fact that you're doing it. I think that's some of the best charity is just anonymously doing something or not trying to draw attention to yourself. But I don't know the whole story, so I have no idea. I used to live next to freight train track. It's the same thing. You just get so used to hearing the trains that it just kind of becomes a thing that you're just comfortable with. Will I be doing any crazy party? Yes. Crazy party is tomorrow. I forget what time. If I had a larger antenna. Yeah, I don't even have a scanner. I want to get a scanner. I saw a really nice mobile one that I was really interested in picking up. But again, it is something that I just don't want to spend money on right now. And there's not a lot of stuff to listen to here. I could listen to the airport, I guess. I could listen to, I think the Police are still on like an unencrypted like band that I think I can pick up. Oh, stream says it's scheduled for noon. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. So noon Eastern, 11 Central, 5 UTC. So yeah, it'll be tomorrow. That sounds right. Third floor balcony in St. Louis was like a constant episode of The Wire. Oh my gosh. If you ever went to LCB in Ruston, you know what it's like to have a train interrupt a meeting, but you keep right on talking. I remember one time I was at a hockey game, and I went to a Wolves game, and one of the planes flew so low that it shook the building, and they actually had to stop the play for a minute because like the whole building was kind of shaking from the plane just skimming the rooftop on the descent. Yeah, there's a lot of freight trains that go through Twin Falls. Yeah, we don't have. I'm pretty sure that we have some tracks. They might be a little more east of me. I know that there's a train cam in La Plata, which you can watch like all the freights go through because it's like a super busy crossing, I guess. I think the people castigating and paying for those surgeries is extremely short-sighted. Pun intended. It's very first world centric. I mean, like I said, you know what? Listen, it's his money. If he wants to do it, that's fine. Again, I think you could do it in a way where you could just anonymously do it, and that would be fine. My issue is when people do things and then kind of want the praise for doing them. Like I said, I've got a friend and he donates, and it's not a big thing. He doesn't ask for people to be like, wow, you just gave some people in Africa vision back. Wow. It's like, it's just a thing he does. He just wants to pay it forward. So, but I do not know the whole story. I think I read a headline about it and was like, okay, that's cool. And then I just kind of moved on. I didn't really read much on it. So, ultimately, again, it's his money. He can do what he wants with it. If it will improve people's lives, yeah. Hey, great. Listen, I think it's important when you're on this earth to try to leave the world better than it was when you found it. So If that's going to work for him, I'm down. Like, I think that's great. Nothing I can do to get my my eyes fixed, so it's like it's not even an issue for me. But hey, if he can improve the quality of life for 100 people, boom. Even 10 people, whatever it is, can we do fireworks on Crazy Party tomorrow? Well, if people vote for it, we can, yeah. More likes, more likes. Liam needs more likes. So also coming up too, and I'm still trying to figure out a date for it, and I'm going to look at my calendar here. So let's see. I don't see anything on any days. So I'm thinking the middle of March, either the 18th or the 25th, although I'm kind of leaning towards the 18th. I'm going to be doing a BK3 marathon. We're going to play through as much of BK3 as we can in one sitting. I'm going to be giving away some prizes. I've got some goodies to give away. It'll be like a mini marathon. I just found out, unfortunately, that there is some of that soda left here in the office. I don't want to drink any, but it could possibly happen. So you never know. There is a bottle of pumpkin corn ranch dressing. What else is in there? The buffalo, which is not all that exciting, honestly. It's more orangey than anything else. And then there's the peanut butter and jelly and the bacon. So there are 6 sodas left. So I suppose I could probably drink those again. Ew. So we'll see. I should use the same e-speak voice you used in the first playthrough. No, I think I'd like to upgrade a little bit from that. Think I'm going to just use eloquence or something. I have ROP, not sure if they could do. Yeah, that's the thing, is so many different diseases are not fixable. So my social media timeline has been filled saying ableist and curing blindness is a no-no. Listen, again, like I said, it's his money. And I think if people don't like it, then that's fine. Then get over it. But I think if you can make a difference, yeah. If we ever learn to distill hype down to its pure essence and bottle it, it will be more valuable than oil. Yes. Hype is definitely something that I really wish we could just bottle and sell and then use when we need it. I need a little hype. Let me just pop open this bottle and dribble a little bit on the stream. That would be great. I am all for that. Also, too, we don't have an official announcement on it yet, but I'm doing a cool thing in May. I think that's probably what I can say and then leave it there. But cool thing coming in May, and I'm really excited about it. So we'll share more about that. Also, hopefully another cool thing over the summer. Waiting to get that sorted out. I'm hoping that will be in person. But yeah, cool thing in May, cool thing hopefully in July. So a lot of cool things. Oh, Trenton, I knew you were going to bring this up at some point. And I haven't been avoiding this topic, I promise you. I just have not wanted. This is a topic I really didn't want to get into. Not that I don't mind talking about it, but oh God. Trenton says, have you thought about using 11 Labs for creating your voice in the future sometime? Yeah, I already have. I've played with 11 Labs extensively. I think it's really scary, to be honest with you. It frightens me because it is very easy to deepfake someone's voice and use it. So I'm just going to say this, like, since this has come up, you do not have my permission to deepfake my voice. Legit. So when you create something in 11 Labs, there's a checkbox that says, I have the permission to use these files. No, you do not. And if someone does it and I find out who does it, I will definitely go after them. It is not okay. It is not acceptable to take someone else's voice and create a voice font of it and then use it unless you get their permission. Okay? I am going to point that out. So keep that in mind. If you want to use it for your own fun little projects, that's fine. I think we've all done it. I think we've all taken different voices, especially of maybe popular people, and in the privacy of our own homes, we have played around with them, and that's fine. However, don't take someone's voice and publicly post with it, especially if that person has died. That is not okay. That's just not acceptable. I think, like I said, I think a lot of people have played with it to see what it can do. But yeah, I mean, be a good human, follow the rules. But yeah, I have done a Liam voice. I don't think it was very good. I'd like to spend maybe a little more time pulling out. Like, actually, one of these streams would be really good where I'm just talking normally and kind of maybe take that and just run it through there and see what I get out of it. But yeah, I am disappointed with my fellow humans. I know that there's been a couple YouTubers right now that are getting deepfaked all over the place. Of course, they're not helping by making videos complaining about it. Like, seriously, I understand it sucks, but if you're going to sit there and then go, hey, someone just deepfaked me, more people are going to deepfake you. It's just going to happen. I understand that you want to like let people know about it, but like, yeah, just, so, but anyways, yeah, be a decent human. Don't do it. If you do it, listen, do it for your private consumption. I can't stop you from doing it. Like, I can't. I mean, there's hundreds of hours of me out there. However, don't do it to try to get me to say things and then publicly post them. It's not okay. It's just not acceptable. Yeah, people have taken other people's voices and making them say things that person actually said. Here's my problem is, again, like I said, I think we've all done it to play with the system. And I think what you do privately is your business. But there was an instance a few weeks ago of somebody taking a friend of mine who passed away several years ago, making a voice print of them, getting the voice to say things, and then posting that voice on social media. And I really have a problem with that. Again, what you do with it privately is your own business. But when you take that and you put that out there in the public medium, you've kind of crossed that line. And that was very psychologically harmful to those that were close to my friend. And it was really nasty, and shame on you. I don't care about the cloning bit because it's a fun vocoder gimmick, but the fact that it can do emotions from text alone and removing the uncanny valley effect is phenomenal. Its emotional stuff is amazing and scary. It has been very interesting how it's taken things and tries to add emotion and sometimes really succeeds, and it's frightful. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's a dangerous tool. It's cool though. Whoa, that's nuts, says Brandon. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's freaking crazy. Listen, I've had a lot of fun with it. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to sit here and be like, well, I didn't take certain famous people and run them through it. I absolutely did. And it was fun. But guess what? All the voices and all the stuff that I made is private. I just wanted to mess with it. I never posted it anywhere. I never went, hey, everyone, check out, so-and-so reading the lyrics to Straight Outta Compton, I never did that. But people are not really understanding what is appropriate to do. I made a Damon voice. The Damon voice is funny. I sent it to him, but I also didn't post it anywhere because, that's his voice, and those are his words. But, when you're expecting people to be decent human beings, I think just unfortunately it just doesn't always happen. Like, and like I said, whatever people do, I think is cool. Like, again, I think this goes for anything in your life, really, honestly. Whatever you do in the privacy of your own home, so long as you're not like hurting somebody or whatever, um, I don't care what you do in the privacy of your own home. I think that that's your home. That's your space. That's your private space. That's why we call it private. But yeah, when stuff gets out into public, especially when it's something like that, then it kind of crosses that line. So, but yeah, I've seen it used for good. I mean, believe it or not, there are some really great uses for this technology. Um, one of the things that they've done is the original use for it was to kind of capture people that were losing their voice or whatever. So famously, they created, I think it was Searproc that it created a Roger Ebert voice, and he was still able to communicate to his wife, even though he lost the ability to speak. He could still type in things into a computer and have it spoken out. And I think that's such an awesome use for the technology. I think it's really good for narration. There are times that you want your voice to say something, and it might be easier to just punch it in and get it to spit it out. It'll be cool and horrifying, but also cool when you can add emotional markers of some sort to kind of express the emotion or how you want the voice to say the thing that you want it to say. Yeah, I also think social media is an odd hybrid of public space and social interaction. It used to be that you shared things with your friends without it being out in the public sphere. Yeah, absolutely. And I think what you share amongst your friends and whatever is cool. But now everything is public. And yeah, it just, when that came down and the person took my friend's voice and then created a thing out of it, it was gross. It was disgusting because they clearly didn't have permission from my friend. My friend was dead. Still is. That would be kind of horrifying if they came back to life suddenly. But like, it was really nasty. And it is definitely something that I think is wrong on so many levels. And like I said, I think it's emotionally hurtful. It was emotionally hurtful to their partner, who had to hear about that and had to hear it and kind of be reminded again of their loss. And so, Liam, what would happen if someone used that voice to make a voice-sided double talk and put it out in the public? So interestingly enough, I did run a test on eloquence, and I did want to see. I think it might be the one I can play technically. So, because it's just eloquence, I don't know what the rules on that are, but the way that it humanized eloquence was very interesting. And I think I can play that one. There's a few of these I can play. I mean, I can play mine because it's my voice. But yeah, so like here is, let's see if I've got mine. Hold on. All right, so here's like a thing I did for chatting with viewers.
Every Friday morning, join me for chatting with viewers. I'll be answering questions, reading your messages, and trying to entertain you while you drink your coffee. I look forward to seeing you there.
Kind of sounds like me. Yeah, Lady A does the emotional thing to a degree, but sometimes it's based off keywords and it will read something the wrong way. Hi, by the way. Hey, Nightwind. So that's me. I don't think it did a very good job. I think if I took an hour and a half of chatting with viewers, split it up and ran it through it, I think it would sound pretty good. I think. I don't know.
The stream is starting soon. In the meantime, enjoy this fantastic music.
God, it does not sound like me. It sounds like I have a cold. Okay, so eloquence. This is what eloquence was like when I ran it through it. Again, I feel like this is playable. Sounds like a more many version of you. Oh, manly? All right, here's eloquence. I did not expect this.
JAWS for Windows is ready. Please press that button and then that other button for context-sensitive help. Please unplug your computer immediately afterwards.
That blew my mind, actually. I'm very impressed with that eloquence came out in that fashion. Brandon says, I think it sounds like a younger you. Huh. Yeah, I'll take this episode of chatting, I'll split it up into parts, and then I'll run it through there and see what we get. Because it's my voice, I can do that. I actually, to be honest with you, I almost took Brandon's voice and ran it through there, but I didn't do it. I mean, if I had done it, I would not have shared it. I probably would have sent it to Brandon and be like, did you really say this, Brandon? But, no, I don't have any recordings of Double Talk. Double Talk is so low quality that I don't even think I could process it. I'm looking to see if there's anything else in here that I can actually play. No, can't play that, can't play that, can't play that, definitely can't play that. Nope, okay. I have not used it for good, but it's all been private, not good. You can, I don't care, LOL, as long as you don't make me say anything that could potentially wrap me up in legal troubles. Oh, I can't guarantee that. I probably get you to say stupid stuff like, I love my birthday. I'm so excited for my birthday. I love when people celebrate it and get me presents. They say it'll sound better if you write longer sentences. Yeah, if you do longer pieces of audio, it definitely seems to. Timbre asserted there, says Timothy. Haha. See what it does with the blind angler voice. Oh no. I will tell you, my favorite one that I did is I took the announcer from Tekken 3, the round 1, round 2, and ran it through that and got the most amazing narrator voice I've ever heard in my life. But again, I can't share that because I don't have the rights to the audio. I can have fun with it privately, but the blind angler voice is just my voice. I spoke each part of a word, leaving silence between cuts. Cut the silence out and ran through an LPC 10 encoder. Get him to say I love cats. No, Brandon loves cats. Aether does not love cats. Aether dislikes cats vehemently. Brandon loves cats. I wonder what we would do with the J-scored robot voice. Yeah, that would be really hard because of the fact that you'd have to go clip out a lot of stuff. Pull out all the sounds. I don't know. I mean, I would definitely be more interested in my actual voice. I love cats. He does love cats. I burned through all my characters for the month, by the way, so I'm not gonna actually make a Brandon voice. But yeah, you can do. I mean, it's so interesting how it processes and just figures that out. And it is mind-blowing to me how it works and how well it works. Also, it's interesting to me how not well it works sometimes. So for instance, a very popular DJ Wonder Bread target loses their accent in their clips, and yeah, it's very interesting to be honest with you. But it is interesting how it tries to keep not only the sort of the frequency response of the voice, all the sort of things that a voice has, but also tries to keep the microphone. The microphone, like, is what interests me. So if you record something with a very tinny microphone, or even like a little teeny bit of reverb, it definitely keeps it. That's fascinating to me. I was looking to see if I had any examples that I could share, and I do not. I don't. I made an Eli one, and if Eli were here, I would ask him if I could play it, but he is actually at a wedding this week, so I will ask him when he's back, and if he says I can play it, then, I'll play it. Yeah, you will really tell what it can keep based off the eloquence clip. Yeah, you can, and I even kind of hear some frequency degradation too.
JAWS for Windows is ready. Please press that button and then that other button for context-sensitive help. Please unplug your computer immediately afterwards.
It would be horrifying if people came back to life as demonic zombies. Yeah, that'd be horrifying. I don't think I'd like that in my life. So yes, 11 Labs, very interesting tool. As long as you're responsible, I think it is a wonderful tool. If you're irresponsible, then shame on you, because you should know better. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like you can't stop someone from doing stuff, but you can hope that they use it for good. I think it's going to be very interesting for those that want to create narrations. I think it has some real potential for that. Mistworld, it would be kind of cool if you had some other voices that, I mean, they would be text-to-speech, but you could use some other people and actually get them to say the stuff that you need them to say. Granted, there's nothing better than an actor, but yeah, it does sound like that 11 kilohertz kind of stereotypical sound for sure. As long as it's comedy with cartoon voices, I don't know. I still don't think it matters. I feel like you need to have the rights to the audio. So like if it's someone else's voice, if you don't have the rights to use that, you don't have the rights to use it. I think it's pretty cut and dry, honestly. So like if I'm taking Mickey Mouse, Disney hasn't given me the right to use Mickey Mouse's voice, so I don't think it's okay. I am telling you that I'm not giving anyone the rights to use my voice. So this blanket statement has been made. You can find it on this episode of Chatting with Viewers. Like, you do not have my permission to do that at all. You have Brandon's permission, though. I'm kidding. I don't, Yeah, Disney would obliterate you. Yeah, I don't think it matters. It's not what you're using the thing for. It's that, like if you took Jim Dale, for example, you don't have the rights to use that material in that way. And I think it's kind of a hard thing to really quantify, but like really, and honestly, there's nothing stopping you. Really, you just check a checkbox, which is horrifying. Hello, guys. Hi, Magnum Hurricane. If I were you, I would put that blanket statement in writing just to cover your butt. Yeah, but see, if I do, then everyone's going to go make a Liam voice. And they're probably going to now anyways. Then I wonder why. Well, here's the thing. Just because someone did something, Trenton, doesn't mean they should do it. I've seen a lot of people making AI voices and doing the deepfake stuff. And you mentioned like the UberDoc and other things. It doesn't mean that it's okay. And it doesn't mean that they're following the rules. They just do it. But there are a lot of... Listen, it's a hard legal thing. Like, I think it's going to be a very interesting legal battle eventually with AI and a lot of this deepfaking stuff. And I mean, it's hard because if you make a voice and you use it, what are my legal rights? Like, what can I do? I can report you. I can be like, hey, so-and-so used it if I know who did it. But again, like I have no real protection, right? Because you can get me to say all sorts of stuff and ha ha ha, it's funny, but depending on what you get me to say, that could be dangerous. That could be a bad thing. That could hurt me. And that's, I mean, does that get into the, does that get into the territory of slander? I mean, Disney's even particular about the actual voice actors saying things their characters wouldn't say. That's interesting because Caitlin Robrock was on a panel on Twisted Tunes and was able to use Minnie Mouse. So I don't know if she had gotten the okay to do that or what happened. No, I don't think I've ever encountered demonic possession at all. John, I don't know if there's such a thing. That kind of goes down a rabbit hole I really don't want to get into about whether or not demons are real and all that stuff. It's a little deep for me at 9 a.m. I mean, it's deep for me at 3 p.m, but definitely 9 a.m. when I'm still kind of getting with it and, I don't know. I think the AI stuff, though, is so fascinating. And I think what we can do with it is super fascinating. Yeah, the thing about 11 Labs is their use case is to dub voices using the style and timbre into other languages. Yeah, you know what I'm interested to see is how they handle accents. Because I've seen some voices keep their accents, and I've seen some voices lose their accents. So it's very interesting to me what the determination factor is for that. Yes. Per Mickey and Minnie, their longest serving voice actors were married in real life. Yes, they were. And that is such a cool story, by the way. In case you missed it, all 11 Labs files are tracked by the company. I mean, it helps to a certain extent. I just kind of feel like it's a hard thing to always track down because, like, first of all, you have to know who made the thing. Then you have to go, hey, 11 Labs, someone did this. And then what does 11 Labs do? Cancel your account? I mean, see, the problem is a lot of people are getting these free trials. And so nothing, like, the only thing that's going on the account is your credit card number, but you haven't actually paid anything. So I almost kind of feel like there needs to be a financial incentive not to do bad things. It's all about the chosen model. Their stock voices are in American, British, and some others. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting because, like, for instance, I noticed that it won't pick up U.S. dialects very well, but it can pick up, like, British English pretty well. One of my favorite things is if you set there's two sliders. If you set the expressiveness slider, sometimes it will, because it did it on Eli's voice, actually, it made him sound more British. And it was hilarious because I meant to send it to him because it was not Eli. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My problem with, I don't know, Lexi, I'm not going to judge you. I just, unless you have the voice actor saying the actual thing, I don't really think it's necessarily acceptable to do. I mean, obviously, we're all adults here, but I just, I feel like if the actor didn't say it, you shouldn't make them say it and then post it somewhere. But with a lot of those old services, the voices didn't really sound real. They sounded fake. Now they sound pretty real. And that's a little frightening, actually. Like I mentioned, do I have the other Liam? So I tried another one. Let me see if this is this one first. Yeah, okay. This does not sound like me at all.
Hello, everyone. My name is Liam Irvin, and I'm here today to talk to you about how great audio games are. Over the next 45 minutes, I'll be talking about the history of audio games.
That does not
where you can
sound
find
like
some
me at
great
all.
Audio games and where I think audio games are headed in the future. So sit back and enjoy my presentation.
First of all, I sound like a man, which I never sound that good. Yeah, but watermarks are only useful for audio. Folks determine if it's artificially created. It has everything to do with public perception. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Nikita, how's it going? I'm a Nikita Banana, and I'm here to say... Da, 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 da. Sorry. Trenton says they are watermarked. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, Liam, the opposite of a helium balloon. I know. What is that? That doesn't even sound like me. I don't know. I think it's going to be with the proliferation. Oh my God, I can't with that word. With the proliferation of AI, I think there's going to be a lot of hard questions that are going to be asked in the next 2 years. We're already seeing it now with ChatGPT, Google Bard. What's Microsoft's Crazy Sydney? We're seeing it now a lot. And there's going to be a lot of questions asked. And I think when we get into this voice cloning and voice printing, and there's going to be a lot of stuff that we ask, about what is too far, what is acceptable, what is unacceptable. Yeah. And I mean, 11 Labs makes it too easy. Anyone can do it. And that's frightening because not everyone has good intentions. So I don't know. By the way, if you want to hear the other one again, this was the original Liam. Of course, now see, I'm going to have to edit this podcast if I'm going to use this one because now it's going to have the other stuff on it. Maybe I just use that first half an hour or 40 minutes or whatever. But this is, let's see.
Every Friday morning, join me for Chatting with Viewers. I'll be answering questions, reading your messages, and trying to entertain you while you drink your coffee. I look forward to seeing you there.
It does not sound like me. I would agree with that. This one sounds a little more like me. I had heard because someone told me about it, and they were like, hey, I'm going to make a Liam voice. And I was like, listen, I'm not going to tell you not to do it, but I am going to tell you that I will not accept it if you post with it anywhere. If you want to make something and privately send it to me, okay, that's cool. I'm down. If you make me say funny stuff and you're sharing it between you and me, that's cool. But yeah, don't post on social media. Again, this goes back, if you're just tuning in, we're discussing 11 Labs and the ability to very easily voice clone. There was a very unfortunate use case a few weeks ago where somebody took a deceased friend of mine, found a bunch of their audio, and ran it through Voice Labs and then 11 Labs, and then proceeded to post audio on Twitter of my deceased friend, and it was very hurtful. It was gross because this is, first of all, a friend that I was very close to and whose death I still struggle with. And so it was very tough for me. It was very tough for my friend's partner, who had to kind of relive their loss all over again. And so that's why I say be a decent human being. It's, it doesn't cost anything to be a good person. So both need more inflection. So what I didn't do was, when I made those originally, I didn't know that you could change the sliders. I did not mess with that very much. I would like to mess with it more now that I know there's an expressiveness slider, and I really would like to make a better voice. So I'll probably do that. So that is 11 Labs. Look what you started, Trenton. I knew it was going to come up eventually because I knew someone was going to ask about it. I don't think it's bad. I mean, I think that there are some amazing use cases for it. But again, don't clone me. You do not have permission. I will have problems with it, and then you will have problems with it, and we just want to avoid problems. I wonder how philanthropic they're going to be, i.e., if they're going to truly allow this for AAC Adventure at Sea, like the game. No, I don't think you mean that. See their page on educational institutions and accessibility. I don't know. I mean, I'll be interested to see what use cases it has. I know there's an API. Again, it's too latent to be of any use. So it's not like we could do like a voice for games or anything that we, power through the power of like an API. However, I think there are some interesting uses for it. And I think it could do a lot of good. Yeah, I'm not going to go on too much of a rant here, but that's just wrong on so many levels. I would say more, but listen, what needed to be said, Nikita, I believe was said to the person. You'll notice I'm not mentioning names because, again, I'm not going to start a dog pile. They know what they did. I don't know what apologies were sent. I know that they removed the data and it's gone, and that's really the best you can ask for. The only thing that you can ask for that's better is to not do it in the first place. Like, I mean, at least it sounds better than the one you tried to make a few years ago. I remember that one. Yeah. I mean, again, I love the concept of you can take something, feed it in, and get something out. It does not have to be. So one of the things that a lot of these systems did was you had to read certain paragraphs and sentences. This, you can take any piece of audio so long as it's clean. I don't mean like not dirty. You could probably take 50 Shades of Grey and run it through there. But you can take audio and it doesn't use the words. So it's not concatenative. It's trying to create the voice based on the voice model. Now, I don't know anything about how this actually works because I am not a scientist. I just play one on TV. But the tech is very impressive. And its ability to sort of copy the human voice is astounding and a little frightening.
Brandon Cross donated $1
Thank
through
you,
Super
Brandon.
Chat.
It took a while for Stephen Hawking to... Yeah, what would have been interesting is if Stephen Hawking had the ability to speak enough, record enough of his historical audio, and then ran it back through here, instead of using... The thing about what Stephen Hawking had, though, was that it was very easy for him to just select his words, put them together, and hit a button, and it would just insta-go. And I thought the system that he had at the time was pretty amazing. I also think it's really interesting that it never really changed over the years. He kept the same voice. He kind of kept what he was doing. It was just what he had. And it was fascinating. I still laugh at the satanic speak and spell voice. Yeah, Lexi, I'm not judging you. I'm not, I don't work with Cookie close enough where I'd be like, hey, Cookie, you're not going to believe what Lexi did. I actually haven't met him yet because he doesn't usually come into the Chicago office. I wish he would. I want to meet him so bad. You guys don't know. I want to get him. I really want to get him to record a liner for the streams. I just have not ran into him yet when I've been at Jackbox. Yeah, he never liked more advancements. Not kind of like how we don't want to go with concatenation for our screenreader voices. I hate concatenation. I hate it so much. If you're able to use vocalizer, expressive, whatever, awesome. Not long before Dr. Hawking was giving his speeches, his voice was, okay. Yeah, see, that's why, it meant that technology may not have worked for him. Yeah, I haven't joined their Discord. But no, ethical uses of this technology are really important. And I just think ethics in general are something that we don't think enough about. And just in general, I think a code of ethics and ethical practices are good. And I think a lot about more of it. I think about it more now as a teacher than I did a few months ago. Not that I don't live by a code of ethics, but like I really think a lot about what is right, what is wrong, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. And unfortunately, I mean, I'll be the first to tell you that I have not always done the most ethical things in my life. Wonder Bread's a really good example of it. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. You can't take, there's no take backsies in life. And you can only learn from it. Yeah, no, like I said, Lexi, I'm, again, not judging. You do you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And I'm not. I mean, I'm simply not. Microsoft text-to-speech voices sound pretty good. Yeah, see, and that was actually what was interesting to me, was trying to take existing voices and then see what it would do to the existing voice model and how it would change it. And I haven't really done that because I've been too busy doing dumb things with it. Because when you get something like this, you do dumb things with it. That's what you do. Whenever you have a new toy, you do dumb things with it. ChatGPT, I did very dumb things with it. My things were so dumb that I actually got a warning and was told to stop doing dumb things. Otherwise, I wouldn't be allowed to do dumb things anymore. I actually got a content warning. I don't know for those that have used ChatGPT who have gotten them, but I got one. And I was like, all right, loud and clear. I just wanted to test its limits. They apparently did not appreciate it. Tech Gaming World says, what do you teach? I am actually going to school to teach assistive technology. So teaching screen readers and Windows and all that stuff to people that are blind. Someone used Ivona Bryan for a project, and it sounded exactly like him. That's amazing, actually. That's really astounding to me. Yeah, that's super duper fascinating. Speaking of teaching, Austin, I'd love to catch up with you because I'm curious what you're actually doing. I just didn't want to necessarily ask you on stream. But if you want to catch up at some point, I'd like to know what you're actually doing and how it's going and how you like it and stuff. Or making Dectonic sing. I mean, like I said, my issue comes in with the deepfakes. I follow a YouTuber, and he's kind of a whiny YouTuber, and so I think people start on him just to wind him up. But the new thing has been people have been deepfaking his voice, and it's not okay to do. Again, he does not help the situation by posting videos and then complaining that he's getting deepfaked. It's like, bro, you're just asking for people to do it. It's kind of like playing Mistworld and complaining that people want to kill you. Then they come kill you. It's just because now you've made a big deal about it. Which, by the way, that has stopped. People don't hunt me down. I think it's gotten boring, which is cool. I appreciate it. Thank you. But, gee, should I have gone back to the chocolate topic a couple weeks ago? Yeah, I don't know what there's really to say about chocolate. They started selling chocolate here. I have not purchased chocolate. I'm on a diet, I guess. Lexi says, I can't wait till Stardew Valley starts again. Yeah, I need to get back to Stardew. I know I need to also do Dreamy Train, and I need to do a lot of things, really. So again, the big thing coming up is going to be the BK3 marathon. I was originally going to do a bunch of guess this or guess that. But I think I'm going to just do a giveaway so that everyone can enter it. And I've got some prizes to give away. We've got some copies of Kilta. I've got a couple Warsim keys, and we'll have a couple copies of Upheaval, which is a really super cool game. I'm also thinking about giving away a few Mistworld Diamond cards. I'm going to try to see if maybe that's something I want to do. So if you play Mistworld, you can enter to maybe win a few cards. I was just asked to help a student in my college next week. They are visually impaired, but not familiar with assistive technology to help them. Ah, man, if I lived in the area, Nikita, I need hours. Hit me up, email me or something, or I think you might have me on Messenger if you still use Facebook. I can probably try to give you some pointers, or I can talk to you and see what needs to be done. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's definitely hard, especially if you don't know how to teach somebody or you don't know it well enough to teach. Because I think the scariest thing is when someone goes, teach this, and you're like, well, I don't know it well enough to teach it. I'm still trying to figure it out. Oh, really? Oh, Austin, that's really awesome. That's super cool. I'd love to know. Email me off stream. I'd love to know where that is if you don't mind sharing it. I don't share it publicly because clearly you don't want to do that. But I'd love to know privately what where you're teaching and how that's going, because I've had a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of because it makes it sound like there's been some opportunities, and I'm just curious like what people are doing and how it's going for them, because you're going through the same sort of thing that I'm going through. Or I think you're done, right? You graduated already because you've told stories about Paul. But I'm just super interested to talk to other people and network because, yeah, some stuff has come up and I'm just always curious like what people are doing, how they found it. I've thought about schools for the blind. I just never really went down that road, but it's so fascinating to me that you're doing that. I myself use Chat GPT for text adventure games. Yeah, you could do a lot of really neat stuff. Like with Chat GPT, you can also do a lot of horrible things. I have done a lot of horrible things because that's who I am. What about more flight sim? So flight sim, I want to do. The problem with flight sim is that there's a lot of learning I would also need to do. And I want to do flight sim in such a way where it is interesting and we're actually accomplishing something. So, I've been talking to, Tyler about, flight sim and he actually ran a flight for me and it was really cool. I just haven't had time. And he messages me and asks me like, hey, when are you going to flight sim? And I'm like, bro, I have school. I've got my personal life. I've got work. I don't know. I mean, I barely have time to stream, but I want to. Yeah. Yeah, do that. Reach out because, like Nikita, I'm happy to help and answer questions and give you some ideas and stuff. And listen, I am no expert. I am kind of a newer ATI, but I'm learning a lot about teaching and I'm finding that I really enjoy teaching. So if I can teach someone to teach, that's cool too. Yeah. Yeah, no. And that's so Austin, that is definitely how I feel. I went through the program in 2020 and was hired for this job in 2021. I got lucky in a way and my counselor actually did something right. I was very fortunate in that I was pretty much told this is what I should do. And honestly, I kind of went into it kicking and screaming. I wasn't really sure that I would want to teach, which is funny because growing up, I always wanted to be a teacher, but I kind of got out of that mindset. And then my counselor was like, you should teach. And I was like, well, I don't really know if you should teach. There's a program to help you. You should teach. And I was like, okay. And she's like, we'll send you. And I was like, okay. And it happened very quickly. And here I am, I mean, I got mad at ChatGPT because somehow progression led to a story about blind people and superpowers. And it stopped because of the potential harm it causes to the community. So, you can argue with ChatGPT. Also, there are some jailbreaks. I am not in favor of what people are doing to try to break ChatGPT, but I like to work in its restraints to kind of explain to it that, like, hey, listen, I understand that this is technically harmful. However, this is satirical or it's not being written to harm a community, whatever. And sometimes it will work with you. Other times it goes, no, I'm holding fast. You can't do that. But it's been very interesting to watch. It's been interesting to watch it evolve, because originally it was very much more open in what it would do and what it would allow you to do. I think because people do horrible things with it. I mean, I'm guilty of that too. They've really tightened up its ethical rules. And I don't know if I agree with that, but I also understand it. Have I ever played Home Quest? It's this iOS free town builder with in-app purchases. I enjoy it. No, I have not played it. Story time. I failed graduate school in 2018. They were going to send me in 2019, but they changed their mind. I was limbo for that year and not able to find anything. Yeah, one of the problems that I have, and one of the things that's going to hurt me, is that I don't have a degree, and that's a shocker. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I do not have a degree. I do not have a degree to my name. I don't have an associate's, a bachelor's, anything. So it is hurting my chances, but what I'm hoping is that I can show a skill set and a willingness to learn and adapt and the ability to teach, and that someone will take a chance and go, yeah, you know what? He's pretty good. He doesn't suck. We'll work with him. I did. It kept circularizing myself into a loop. Oh, I love its loops. I love when you have a circular argument with it and you cannot break that circular argument, but you keep trying because, it was amazing because every now and then I've gotten it to do what I want, but yeah, they're really getting hammered. Yeah. Yeah, Austin, I hear you. And every agency is different. I lucked out that I walked in here and they were just like, you should do this. We think you're really good. And I lucked out too that I had a very good counselor that's pretty good at reading people. And she was like, the fact that you don't have a degree is going to hurt you. She's like, but I'm confident in your abilities and I'm confident that you have the personality that's needed for this. So though there's certain things you won't be able to do, i.e. maybe necessarily work like in a school, she's like, I do think that there's a lot of possibilities out there for you. And it felt good. Just cleaned off the porch and scraped off my parents' car since it snowed, said Steven. Dude, I never scrape off anyone's car. When me and Emily used to date, like one time Emily was like, hey, it snowed outside. Can you go scrape the car? And I'm like, do what? She's like, yeah, I need to go to work and the car's got snow on it. So I went out and scraped the wrong car because it was an apartment complex. So I just picked a car and scraped it. Snow is my worst enemy, especially with the guide dog. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, I hate snow. Snow is the worst. Ugh, listen, that's why I want to move south. I just want to go somewhere. You definitely have the charisma to sell yourself. Well, thank you, Brendan. I appreciate it. I don't feel like I do, but I try. I mean, I think I'm honest about what I can and can't do. And sometimes that's a problem because sometimes I think you need to just sell it. But I try. I mean, I work hard, and I've worked well with students. I've never had a problem. Like every student that I've worked with so far has really appreciated what we've done, and I've always gotten good reports back, and people are learning, and that's ultimately what I want, is that my students are learning what I'm trying to teach them and that they're happy. Do I lurk on... I have no idea what that even is. So the answer is no, I do not. Oh, it's an image board? Okay. President Snow from Hunger Games is worse than actual snow. Don't forget that. That's true. I don't think my dog likes the snow either. Every time we're walking, she lifts her paws to try to avoid it. Did they ever suggest boots for your dog? Does your dog wear the snow boots? Because I would be interested to know how that goes. Some dogs love them. Other dogs kick them off. Some dogs love coats. Other dogs hate them. Every dog's a little different. I had a friend whose guide dog, when it was cold out, he would find all the women and he would like look all pathetic and like snuggle against them and lean against their legs. But it would only be females. He was like, "Oh, you're a dude. That's cool." But like, he wanted to get attention, so he'd go up to all the girls and be like, "I'm so cold, bird." He'd like shiver and lean on them, and they like reach down and pat him and scratch his little doggy ears, and he was just like, "Yeah." That dog was great. He was a smart dog. Oh, they did, and I actually went and got some. She isn't adjusting to them very well right now, so we're still working on that. Yeah, some won't. Others love them. My friend, before his dog, he had another dog, and the dog loved his boots. He would stomp around in them. He loved to just make noise in them. And he'd be all happy and prance around and go clomp, 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 clomp. Clomp, clomp. So, but yeah, his other dog kicked him off. Didn't like him. Didn't like what they did to his feet. One of the girls that we used to ride the train with made him a sweater, and he loved his sweater. He wore that every day. It's so funny. Man, we used to travel to work every day, and like we had this. It was just this group of people. We were always going to do lunch, and we never did it. But we were just like this morning commuter group, and we met at the train station at like 7:15, chatted and talked, and then we all got on our trains and went our own way at 7:45, and it was so much fun. It was one of my favorite things about the commute was the friends that you made. You just saw them every day. They got to know you. You got to know them, and it was just fun. There was that whole sort of social aspect that I really enjoyed, and I miss that because I don't necessarily have that now in the same way. Also, I keep feeling like my phone's been going off, and I don't think it is. My dog does wear a jacket, and she does fine with that. Well, that's good. Some of them don't like jackets. They really are like, no, get this thing off me. Some dogs are like, I'm a pretty princess. I love this jacket. It is awesome. It is the greatest thing ever made. But dogs are like people. They have their likes and dislikes and their quirks. So that's just, that's how it is. So we're coming up on 30 after. I'll hang out for another 15 minutes or so. Of course, I have to get ready for class. And, work on that today. So tomorrow is Crazy Party from noon to 2 Eastern or so. And I hope you guys can join me for that. I don't think there will be Mist World on Monday. I'm still at like level 48. Still working my way up to 50. There are a lot of cool things, though, that have opened up in Mist World. Like a lot of really neat dungeons that I want to show you. And so I'm hoping that when I hit 50, I can get another person, one or two other people. We can do some of the adventure ones, kind of talk about some of the really higher level stuff. There's definitely been a lot of talk about the aspect of the sort of gambling aspect of it, how unfair it is and how difficult it is to make your way in getting gems and things. Again, I think we've gone over that. I know how people feel about it. But it is what it is. It's a free-to-play Chinese game, But I'm enjoying the game for what it is, and I'm having fun with it. It is definitely fun to play. It does kind of get to that point where you're almost forced to get diamonds. The wedding thing was ridiculous, by the way. That was annoying that we each spent like $20 on a stupid ring for a friggin' game. But it was fun. We had a good time, and ultimately we enjoyed it. I applied, I followed up, but they tried to really rush me through the process. Which process? Sorry. Oh, my NJVR experience wasn't very good. I have an associate's, but it never seemed to help my job. Coach and counselor blame me for the lack of interviews I got. Yeah, in New Jersey, I have not heard good stories about. I've never had a gid dog, says John, and personally, I am thankful for that. Um, Everyone's different. I mean, I don't want a guide dog, but for those that do and that have a good experience, I'm happy for them. Austin, message me off, and I'll tell you. I don't know if I can say, and I don't want to say. Um, yeah, Liam, some humans don't like closed either, and it's unfortunate. Yeah, some of the humans really should put clothes on their bodies. Hey, Maddie, how's it going? Good morning. I had a experience with my counselors in school. So we're referring more to VR, Nikita, which I don't know what the Canadian equivalent is, but each state has a vocational rehab counselor, and their job is to help you find sustainable employment. And every state has a different experience. To be honest with you, the state of Missouri on its own, the experiences widely vary. So I've talked to people from other parts of the state that have had a horrible experience. I've had a wonderful experience. I mean, so everyone's different. I've just heard a lot from certain states that lead me to believe that they're not great states to be in. New Jersey, unfortunately, is one of them. I've heard mixed things about Ohio. I think it really depends where you are. I think the issue has kind of been like it's difficult. Some states have the money to send people to do things. Other states don't. So like Illinois at the time did not. But I've heard mixed things. I've heard some people be like, "Hey, Illinois got me everything I needed." Other people were like, "I couldn't get anything." I unfortunately was one of those I couldn't get anything. But yeah, we're kind of referring more to that. So sometimes they call it like rehab services, or like Missouri has rehab services for the blind. I'm trying to remember what Illinois has, because they're all different names. It's all state by state. I don't know if in Canada it's done province by province. I don't know how it works. As much as I like Canada, I know very little about its workings. I just know that poutine is really good, and that McDonald's in Canada has snack wraps and we don't have them. And I dream of snack wraps. They are the greatest things. And I cried when McDonald's got rid of them. Yes, I actually shed some tears because snack wraps are my favorite thing in the world. It was just a nice, yummy wrap. And it was great. And then McDonald's was like, "We don't need these." And I was like, "But what about my feelings?" I never had much help from VR services, and the job I have now had nothing to do with them. Yeah, I mean, that's happened. Some people have been able to strike out and find their own stuff. I find VR has helped me as far as networking goes, and the introduction. I mean, VR has not gotten me employment yet. I don't want to get into that at all, but VR necessarily has not gotten me a job. However, VR is giving me the tools to get a job. And that to me is the important part. And so what I do with those tools will determine what my future path is. And so it's really up to me at this point. You know, it comes down to what I do and where I go from there. They don't have anything like that here, at least to my knowledge. CNIB, Canadian National Institute for Blind, has services that you can access. Okay, so it might not be on a province by province basis. I know that there are, like, I think Ontario has something to help you get equipment and stuff, but they don't necessarily have like employment building services and stuff like that. Yeah, Trenton, that's a really good topic. Bookmark that, please. Let's talk about it. For a topic for next time, why are audio games outside of North America made better than here? And I will not. Well, wait a second. I make audio games and I live in North America. Hold on. What the heck? I'm a little offended right now. No, not really, but. So I live in Mississippi. If you've ever heard my voice, you probably won't believe it. Rehab services here are a mixed bag. I have heard very mixed things about Mississippi. Yeah. I just in general, I know Mississippi just has a lot of problems. I don't think they're in the bottom, but I know that they've dealt with a lot of just bad stuff. Spicy McChicken sandwiches. I don't really. Oh, they're not necessarily vocational rehab, but they do come to your home once a week, or sometimes you will go there. Okay. Nikita says, yes, the program in Ontario is called ADP. I've heard from some people that it's great, while others say it's not that good. That's kind of like the experience with VR here in America. It's like some people have had great results. Other people have had bad results. So far, I'm having really good results, and I'm very pleased with how things are going. But when I lived in Illinois, I didn't have good results. Oh, I didn't mean yours. Was more talking about Action Ones. BK3 we're talking. Yeah, BK3 is a good game. And I won't even argue that. I think youc did a good job on it. I've already told him I'm going to steal stuff for Super Liam 2 if I ever make it. And he told me I could. So that's okay. I realize VR can get you introduced to disability-specific fields, but like you said, it's more about the tools provided to you, and you get what you make of it. So VR can also do non-disability related stuff as well. It all depends on the state, and it depends how keyed in your counselor is, what they have available, what you're looking to do. I mean, there's only so many field options, and a lot of times counselors can't really think outside the box, either because A, their brains don't work that way, or B, because they don't have the time and resources. So it's kind of hard if you say to your counselor, I want to do this really obscure specific job. Your counselor's just like, dude, I don't have the resources or manpower to make that happen. What about customer service? It's something that we've placed people in. It's something we know more about. Well, the sun is finally up. I should take my dog for a walk before getting to some work. Talk with y'all later. See you later, Nikita. Yeah, I remember when Super Liam came out. It was actually kind of good at the time. Not so much now, but no, I would agree actually that I think games that are coming out internationally are better. I don't know why that is. I think it's because people in other countries have the time to make games. Maybe I don't know. I think they have more interest and time, whereas here, we don't really have the time. And so I often think that, I don't know. I mean, let me think about that, because that's a really good question. And rather than just rambling, I'd like to think about why that might be and get back to you on that. All right, well, it is 9:38. I will give you guys another 10 minutes or so. But then I am heading off to class. But yeah, Austin, message me, because I don't think I can publicly answer your question. Not that I don't think it's a big trade secret, but I don't know what I can and can't say. I mean, clearly it's not Everett. Because I have not been introduced to Paul. Thank goodness. I have not had to deal with Paul. The idea of Paul frightens me a little bit. But we've also gotten some crap from outside the U.S. Blind Quest, anyone? Yeah, I mean, really, most of the audio game store games have not been of exceptional quality. The only game that I truly liked was a Western drama, and it's not a great game, but I like it because it's not a great game, because it's a spaghetti Western, which usually are not great movies. And so I actually like it for that reason. However, I don't think it's a great game. But I love spaghetti. Listen, I love Westerns. And spaghetti Westerns are amazing because they're always low budget. They're always kind of garbage. It's kind of like the B-grade monster movies from like the 40s and 50s, a lot of the black and white ones. They're not supposed to be good. Anyone that thinks that they're creating a masterpiece is out of their mind. But you realize that. You realize they're kind of campy. You realize they're not serious. A Western drama doesn't really take itself seriously. I mean, it pretty much crosses off every Western trope that there is. First 2 minutes out of the gate, we already have fridging. Like, we have fridging. We've got like the young boy growing up. We've got like the Indians that are being treated like crap. And then we find out stuff about the Indians later that I don't want to spoil in case you haven't played the game. But it meets all of the tropes of a Western, and especially like a spaghetti Western. It even has that like Ennio Morricone style music. Like everything just falls in place in that game. Everett learned very quickly how we all felt about Paul, so he started to phase him out after the oven timer incident. Okay, East Asian versus European American. So I think the Chinese games are really cool. I think there's some inherent issues with them. But I think it's more of just an issue of like, so for instance, I feel like in Asian games, the idea of gambling with real money is more of a thing. I feel like there are definitely, when you play Mistworld, you have to remember that it's a Chinese game, and it's really apparent with how it treats things like player killing, how it treats equipment, how everything is designed to be very low probability, high chance. Like, it's just not something that I don't think you would see in a game here. We've had a lot of problems with, I mean, like if you're into the mainstream scene, look at Destiny 2 and the loot box gambling controversy. I don't think they have the same thing in Asia, so they kind of do things a little bit differently. I'll mention this more next time, but the game Evidence 111, I completed it. My, what a tense game. It seems I took the main path. You know, I really liked Evidence 111, and I remember talking to somebody about it who was familiar with the game, and they were like, yeah, this isn't very good, but they were used to the original dub of it, and apparently the English dub, really, really well done. Apparently they've said it's way better, which does not usually happen. A lot of times, if a game is foreign made and the dub is done, it's usually worse. Also, more the record, Everett was my main teacher. I did the program in person. Oh, okay. Yeah, we I gotcha. I got what you're saying. I don't know if we have a lot of on-campus ATIs right now. I don't have an answer for that I can share. No, he is fun. Everett's a fun dude. I like him a lot. He's good people. I'm not just saying that because he might still be tuned in. He's fun. He's a great dude, and he's very smart, and he knows what he's doing, and I appreciate that because it's nice to work with somebody that knows what they're doing and is smart, but is willing to work with you and be like, hey, listen, I want to see you be smart too. I'm happy to help you do that. Like, so my watch just went off. I don't know what it was just squawking about. Oh, okay. I don't know. It was a Telegram thing. So I just redid my watch this morning because I have that bug where they used to have that option to use the Siri voice and you can't turn it off in Watch 9, but the flag is still enabled, so the Siri voice randomly switches. And I got tired of it because I wanted Alex instead of the Siri voice. on my watch, and I couldn't have what I wanted. So I just this morning set it up as a new watch, and that was fun. Just great. Jesse says, hi there, Liam. What's up? Happy Friday. Hi there. It's going good. Unfortunately, I'm going to be signing off in the next 5 minutes because I have class in 10 minutes. Rawr. So don't forget, tomorrow, crazy party. Through the week, look for more random streams. Somebody asked if I would do Playroom on Sunday. Perhaps. We'll see kind of how things go. Oh, there's my calendar notification that just pinged on my wrist. Also, I've really gotten into calendars lately. It is so wonderful to put all of your stuff on a calendar. I highly recommend it. It's so nice to just be like, what's on my calendar? And I can ask the speaker what's on my calendar, or I can check on my phone. Windows is making it tricky because Windows Mail sucks and Outlook sucks and the entire calendar experience sucks. Apparently there's some issue where you can't add Gmail accounts anymore. So like I can't have my Gmail calendar and my school calendar, and it's driving me crazy. Well, that's okay. My Echo device has my calendar and my phone has my calendar. So at least that works, but I just don't like that things don't work the way you want them to. Just work. I just want a calendar that works. That's all that I want. Tell me about it. I have to use it for work. And I don't mind Outlook. What I don't like about Outlook. So this is so weird. And Simon Yeager posted this on Twitter, and it's really true. Thunderbird is great for Gmail, but it's horrible for Exchange. Outlook is wonderful for Exchange, but really doesn't work with Gmail now. So you literally have to run 2 mail clients when, honestly, if you could just use one, it would be great. I still need to redo mine. I want to use Alex, but I can't. Literally, just go reset your watch. Set it up as a new watch. It takes 30 minutes. Just black out like some time in your day and do it, and it's so worth it because now my watch operates the way I want it to. I recommend it. Oh, congrats, Liam. I heard you got married in Mistworld. I did. Thank you. It was like a stealthy wedding. We just did it. We didn't stream it. I use calendar all the time. It is useful. You know what I don't use in Outlook is To Do. I don't keep tasks. I don't even think I have tasks. Let me see. See if I have any tasks set. Because I don't find them useful to me in the same way that like I find a calendar useful. Let me take a look. Do I have any to-do tasks? No, I don't. Oh, well, yeah, I have that task, but that should already be completed. Here, we're going to mark that as completed. There we go. Yeah, I don't use to do. It's not something that I use in my life. I think it's useful. But I don't I don't have a way to really look at my to-do list on my phone. And I know there's a to-do app, but I just don't want another app. I like having it baked into like my stuff. Now, reminders are useful, I think. But I like calendar events more because you can put a little more into them. Also, I love that when you get an email or something, your phone goes, oh, I see a new event. I am putting it in your calendar. And I just go in there and be like, accept, boom, done. It just works. There's a new Thunderbird in the works coming out in the summer. Public beta available. I hope it'll have better Exchange support. I found it unintuitive. Thunderbird or Outlook? Timothy, I didn't get what you were referring to. So unfortunately, guys, we are coming up to it. I have class in 10 minutes. I want to thank you all for being here. I'm sorry I can't stay longer. I wonder if we should do a chatting with viewers at night, maybe pick one night and we'll do an extra, because a lot of people I notice come around and then like we get people in the mornings, but I feel like people are missing evenings. So maybe if I have an evening that's calm, we'll do an extra chatting, but you can always find me here every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, 7 Mountain. Currently, I guess 7 Arizona time. Arizona confuses me. 6 Pacific, 1400 UTC, blah, 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 blah. So, Outlook. I don't mind Outlook as much as I used to, actually. I've grown to like it. I would like it more if Gmail worked with it better or at all. But I like its calendar support, sort of. I don't know. Are you telling me to stand? No, I don't want to stand. That's the one thing I got to fix on this watch. I turned off stand notifications because I'll stand when I want to stand. I don't need my watch to tell me that I need to stand. It is not necessary. I can't always stand up every hour. It's Microsoft. What do you expect? Weirdly enough, I love Microsoft's calendar app, which is kind of in the mail calendar people suite. I love it. I love the way it works. You can just tab through everything. It's really nice. The problem is you can't add your friggin' Gmail account because this app isn't secure. We don't like it. We're not letting you add it. That drives me insane. And I don't know if I need to lower my Gmail security settings, which I do not want to do, but I can't use Gmail in Windows, and I don't understand why. And I don't want an Outlook account. I like my Gmail account. Don't make me get an Outlook account. Why are you doing this to me? Yeah, I like it for mail. I like it for mail unless it's Gmail, because you have to set up your archive folder, whereas in like Thunderbird, press A to archive. Okay, Thunderbird's like, I got this. I got you, bro. I know what to do. I'm archiving it. We're set. We're good. You don't have to worry about anything ever. Oh, it's also, yeah. Hook me up, Trenton, if you know, because it's driving me friggin' insane. And everyone's saying it's different depending on some factor that I haven't figured out, but I'd really like to add my Gmail because I love Windows Calendar. I would highly recommend, by the way, if you can use Windows Calendar, use it. It is wonderful. It shows everything when you have your account set up. So, anyways, we are over time. It is time for me to go. I do want to thank you guys for being here. We'll try to do one through the week because I love these chattings. These are fun. But unfortunately, it is time to go. Off to school I go. I will see you all soon. As always, thanks for watching and or listening. Good night and good corn.